Hello and welcome to another video from your favorite bear that plays L5R. It is me, Agasha Steelfur, coming at you reasonably late in my own evening, but I received an email from FFG with a card spoiler for you all, and I wanted to get that out there so you could all enjoy it. This is for Pack 3 of the Dominion cycle. Yes, I think that's right. The one with Rallying, the new one. So they've started doing content creator spoilers again. One card isn't really a full episode, but it certainly can be a nice short video where I talk to you about the card and its benefits, and to look at some of the other cards we've seen spoiled already today, though I don't know if we have time for that this evening, just because it is late, and I am late, and life is late. But, we may have a quick gander at them in the spoils chat in the L5R Discord. So let's give this a bit of a shot. So first, I obviously asked for a dragon spoiler, being a dragon player. I only got one, which is fine. And of course, the spoiler that I got is probably going to be no surprise to everyone. It is the pack art cover for the pack, which, as everyone knows, is probably Mantra of Void. And, there's been a lot of debate about what Mantra of Void would do. You see, I'm teasing you now before I give you the actual spoiler. There's been a lot of debate about what Mantra of Void would do, because Void is the odd thing. Air got you Honor, Fire got you Fate, which was fine, because if you look at meditations on the tower, it kind of made sense in core set that Fire would get you Fate. Water readied, obviously. Earth made you untouchable by events, obviously. So there's lots of debate about what Fire would do. Would Fire dishonor an opponent? Would Fire move Fate around on the board? Would Fire do something weird we haven't seen? Like make someone immune to something else or something like that. So in the end, what does Void do? Let's give a bit of a look. And you see I've edited the photo, but obviously I'll release the full photo without the edit at some point. But I like the Steelfur spoilers, let's not forget. So Mantra of Void, 0 cost event, Keyhole, Void, obviously. Reaction, as we expect from mantras, after an opponent declares a Void conflict, choose a monk character or a character with a monk attachment. Until the end of the conflict, reduce the cost to play attachments on that character by 1 draw card. So, let's start in terms of how we rate this versus other mantras on the power scale. So recently, with the rise of Tadakatsu and Numitsu.deck, which actually uses the mantras because they're a free card in the conflict, they cantrip themselves, and Tadakatsu can quite effectively enable them. Mantras have kind of been going up in power, specifically Mantra of Fire, of course, because adding a Fate onto your characters is a huge economy boost. The Mantra of Water for readies has seen a bit of play as well, and Mantra of Air has seen a bit of play, occasionally if you're going into a dishonor heavy meta, so you can get that free honor on your character, which is quite good when you've got a character with like 3 glory like Numitsu. However, if we think about the dragon decks that currently exist, we're looking at attachment-heavy decks. If you look at, like, Dragon Dueling with Duelist Training, you're looking at Duelist Training, you're looking at Way of the Dragon, you're looking at Dragon Tattoo. So you can imagine early on, if you got a Tadakatsu on the board, you turn around and say, fine, you're attacking Void, and then I get to play my 3 Duelist Trainings and a Dragon Tattoo for 1 less and save 4 Fate. Now that's an ideal benefit, but attachments aren't going anywhere as a theme for Dragon. They're always going to be there, and we keep getting expensive attachments. The ability to use someone like Tadakatsu to force someone to do a Void conflict. Not forgetting, of course, that Void is genuinely quite a heavily attacked ring anyway against Dragon because we tower. Suddenly all of your attachments cost 1 less to basically give you a free defense and a free Mitsu trigger if you can play all those cards for nothing. And the economy swings could be huge. We saw those who served banned because it potentially gave a 4 Fate economy swing in 1 turn. If this does that for you, if you choose the right defense with Tadakatsu and you play 4 attachments from your hand, you could have a huge thing. And let's not forget that, like, Tadakatsu aside, Void is a heavily attacked ring. And if your opponent is afraid to attack Void because you have this card in your hand, then you're still winning. And it only says character or the monk attachment. You can run this in a deck with 3 Tattooed Wanderers and 3 Ancient Masters. Worst comes to worst, there's a Fate or 2 in the Void Ring. You just attach that Ancient Master to your tower, and you just say, fine, you want to attack, I'm just going to chuck 3 Ancestral Dice Show on Nita Master or whatever for free. Like, you can do whatever with it. The flexibility of this card is huge. I don't know if it feels like a Void effect. Like, the main things we've seen that get those attachments are things like fire, like I'm thinking of the Forge, and I'm thinking of the Illustrious Forge, the Province. I'm thinking of Fire Shigenja that fetch attachments. But this is a very sort of like unique effect, so I guess it fits in Void, and it's very powerful. The only thing I will say is that whilst a lot of monks have a restriction against having weapons and can only have like monks attachments or tattoos, we need to see more tattoos. That's it. I mean, we are seeing tattoos come out. We have seen Hawk Tattoo, Dragon Tattoo, but we need more. Then we need more that cost 1 that you're going to want to play, that are going to get for this reduction, and then they could be really big. So I'm really keen on Mantra of the Void, basically. Let's put it that way. I think it's really nice. I think if it triggers, it could have a massive swing effect on the game in terms of economy. I think reducing the cost of attachments on your tower and letting you spend that money on a new tower next turn increases the resiliency of the tower deck a lot. And I think there is a timing thing, but Tadakatsu solves a lot of those problems. And if they can't attack Void because you have this ring in play, then you're kind of winning as well. So I think there's a lot of good things to be said for the Void mantra. So let's leave that there. I will post a spoiler in chat along with my video, so that people can have a bit of a look. And then just sort of zoning back to... Let's turn this off. I didn't successfully turn it off. So let's just zoom in now to the Good Omen. So Good Omen, if you don't know it, is the Spanish L5R podcast. I highly recommend you check it out. It is a bit tricky, to be honest, if you don't speak Spanish, but I have nothing but good things to say about them. They do a lot of streaming. They've got really good commentators. If you speak Spanish, thoroughly go along. If not, unfortunately, they're not your target demographic, but they're really nice guys. I've met a lot of them in person. So they get Return from the Shadows, a crab event with 3 influence. After you win a conflict unopposed, choose a province the defending player controls, put a Dishonored status token on it, and reveal it, if able. While a province has a Dishonored status token, treat its printed text box as if it were blank. This card is amazing. So you've got Butcher of the Fallen, which gives you a lot of unopposed conflicts. You've got other characters, easy ways. Like, there's often just an unopposed conflict on a turn. And if you can get one off and chuck because this doesn't say non-stronghold, if you can chuck a Dishonored status token on your opponent's stronghold province, and it's something like Sacred Sanctuary or Retired to the Brotherhood or Midnight Revels or one of those really powerful stronghold provinces, that province is now blank. Imagine a Sacred Sanctuary with 2 strength that's now blanked by this card because you lost one unopposed conflict. So suddenly your entire game plan has to change into defending every conflict, if you can, against Crab, or you're going to lose your Sacred Sanctuary, which is a lifeline for Dragon against Crab. Then we see Kitsuki Chiari coming out of Tyler himself, and this is a bit of a clue. And I personally am not going to spend time trying to translate this because I'm sure I could, but it's late and I want to get this recording done. So Kitsuki Chiari is a 2-for-1 courtier, and luckily someone else has solved the riddle for us. She has no poison attachments. Reaction: after a province you control is revealed, choose an opponent and name a card. Reveal 4 random cards in that opponent's hand. Discard each copy of the name card revealed this way. This is a bit of potluck, but it's also amazing. Like, if there are certain cards that are regularly played, all you have to do is just say, okay, I name your court games, I name your something like that. And if you do that and you hit those two court games, there's a massive swing in terms of card advantage. So that's a really good card. It's interesting as well because it fits into the Kitsuki deck. I don't know if that deck is going to become more viable because it has a 2-cost courtier, but I think there's definitely been a slot missing at the 2-cost stage there. I know I've been messing around with Red Scorpion, and one of the things that's been missing is definitely some form of more hand revealing, more hand control. So I think she is quite a nice effect. We'll see how effective she is. I mean, Dragon Courtiers aren't really a strong theme for us, and they seem to be getting support, but is it enough? Does she make Shirokitsuki viable? No, but like this is a strong effect, so let's at least support it and see where it goes before we say there's no archetype to support it, even if that may be the case. And that's it for spoilers so far. So as far as the current plan, as I'm aware, and it's not entirely confirmed, is that spoilers will be going out from the community this week, and the pack is going to be spoiled in its fullness at some point early in the next month. Now, this is not confirmed. Not early in the next month, early in the next week or so. Now, this isn't confirmed, it's not official, but as far as I'm aware, the current plan is to spoil the card images, because the release was originally planned for May, and they sort of want to get those images out there so that people can keep the excitement going, even if we can't get the hands on the pack until June. So it's just it's getting card images a month in advance, so that we can be excited about them, maybe print up some proxies, play a few games at home with them, and all the other things that come with them. And that should be live, as far as I know, next Monday, but we'll see if that goes ahead. I know that the plan currently is to give lots of different spoilers, so look out for content creator spoilers, and this is a new plan, so look out for more from your favorite content creators, and I'm sure they'll have interesting cards and discussion for you for the rest of the week. In terms of what else is going on from my side, I haven't got any L5R video projects on the go at the moment. I may be doing a big one, which I can tell you about when I'm doing it, but as far as I know, it's currently in the works in the next few weeks, so stay tuned for that. It will be a fairly big video, which in L5R terms can mean one of two things: either I have a massive idea, or I'm interviewing someone who you might all find very interesting. So stay tuned for more details on that as that becomes apparent. Do I have any UK specific news for releases? I don't. As far as we know, the next release is going to be in June, or and they changed the schedule to June, July, August, and September rather than the current plan, which was to do May, June, July, August. So as far as I know, all the packs have just been pushed back 1 to 2 months, but we'll still get them all this year if everything goes as planned. But of course, if your local store's reopened, maybe have a chat with your local store to see when they're getting stuff in. I know that a lot of the stores, even though they're closed, have still got in the Marvel Champions stuff like Black Widow and Doctor Strange, even if they're closed. So it might be a good idea to check with your local store what their plan is. They won't know if it's coming in until the week before, when it will be on the release sheet from Asmodee. So just check in June or so and see if they've got it in, and see maybe if you can do click or collect or something like that. That's all I can really say. But as far as I know, they are all still on track for June, and one of the reasons we know that they're probably still on track is that they're willing to release the card images to us about a month and a half early so we can play with them. In terms of other stuff that's going on, because we reckon the pack is going to be out in early next week, and we're hoping Jigoku can code it reasonably fast. The next London Legion weekend event has been scheduled for the 23rd of May. We may push that back to the next weekend after that if the pack isn't live, because we want to run a tournament with that pack. We think that will be something that people find of interest. We haven't got anything else in the works in terms of like alternative events right now, but I'm having a chat with people this week just to see if anyone wants to run a no core or a ban list or something like that, just to have something to do for the next few weeks while we wait for the next big LLO event. So that's it. That's me. I'll just put this back on the screen so you can remember what this video was all for, which was to spoil this lovely Mantra of the Void. And, just a nice short video because it's 2 a.m. in the morning, but I wanted to put this out there. And good night and good luck.